The best food, together with the unbeatable fruit of generations of farming traditions, allow us the opportunity to enjoy the best prime material. Fresh sheep's milk, which is used to make cheeses of exceptional quality. Cheeses produced in Albarracín, a city whose climate has given it an emblematic cultural richness and an award-winning heritage as a national monument, a geographical reference point for the history and culture of Spain. As time goes by, the generations of shepherds and artisans have left their mark as creators of a tradition that has endured until today in the shape of Sierra de Albarracin, a pure sheep's cheese. The production of Sierra de Albarracin cheese focuses on its elaboration in the environs of Teruel and Albarracín. The development of natural rations specifically adapted for sheep livestock for the production of milk is conducted in our plant in Teruel. Food and rations that are developed under rigorous quality controls for the prime materials used, which allow us to provide our animals with a healthy, balanced diet, developing different menus and combining between 12 and 14 natural ingredients such as soya, wheat, corn, alfalfa, and pulp, among others, and done so in relation to the state and productive stage of the animals. Just 30 kilometers from Teruel, you can find our lactose production center, known as Lactosol in our farm, Masia El Bao, in Santa Eulalia del Campo. We have 60 hectares of irrigated land which allows us to grow the right food for the nearly 2,000 sheep that form our flock. The quality of the milk obtained is the result of a combination of factors that are subject to scrupulous study and control. An excellent genetic specimen that is a result of the careful selection of the best Asaf sheep for better lactose production. Making use of the latest techniques, such as the electronic identification of each mother, which allows us to control its production, as well as the management of our animals at the hands of highly qualified staff. With all the above in mind, we get the best food available adapted to the necessities of each animal in every moment to guarantee the best quality and production of milk. All this is done without forgetting the strict sanitary controls in place for both our animals and the resulting product, pure sheep's milk, as health and hygiene are the identifying marks of our production process. Once we have our prime material, it is transported in our refrigerated trucks to Albarracín, where we proceed to our production process in our cheese factory. A cheese factory which combines the latest technical advances with the production of traditional artisan cheese. Our cheese production process begins with receiving milk at the right temperature. It is stored in our tanks at a temperature between 3 and 4 degrees, preserving all the milk's nutrients. Then the milk travels to the workshop along a network of internal distribution, avoiding the possibility of being exposed to possible contaminating agents. Here in the workshop, we determine which parts are pasteurized and which are destined for the production of our specialty, artisan cheese made from raw milk. Possible thanks to the established rigorous controls regarding the product's origin, nutrition, and the handling of sheep. Once the milk has been pasteurized at 72 degrees for 30 seconds, or it at 32 degrees in the case of raw milk, it travels to the curdling set, where its temperature stays at 32 degrees and the curd and ferment are added. Then we cut the curd until we get the right size. Once we have the ideal size, we shake it and heat it at 36 degrees to achieve the hardening of the curd and separate it from the serum using sieves. Once we have the mass of cheese, we then proceed to the artisan hand molding of the shape, a real sign of identity for our products. With the aim of removing any remaining serum that might have been left over, the next step is the compressing of the pieces. Afterwards, the cheese passes to the salting phase, where it is submerged in brine, so it will get its distinctive taste. Once it gets to the drying stage, all that's left is the maturing. The temperature and the passage of time do the rest. The curation is only interrupted every 3 days when the pieces are turned over to ensure they are at the same stage of the process. It is a long journey with the goal of achieving the perfect curation for every piece, making use of rigorous controls to make sure the determined specific varieties can be attained during the curation period, which can last between 2 and 16 months. The packaging and labeling of the cheese is the end of a long journey. The tasting of each batch by our master cheesemaker is the final definitive control, and it determines the overall quality and differentiates the wide variety of artisan cheeses that make up our catalogue, divided into maturation and formats. A wide range of tastes are complemented by the use of natural products. Within our blends, like rosemary, wine, olive oil and truffles, the typical products of our country. As well as celebrating our 10th anniversary, we at Sierra de Albarracin Cheeses are releasing our latest line of products known as La Cava de Mía. Mature sheep's cheeses made with a specific mold, Penicillium candidum, in a cave of natural rock over stacks of shelves and with controlled temperature and moisture conditions, which are perfect and consistent, that allows for the correct growth and development for this kind of mold. The aromas and characteristic flavors that come from a natural cave give the cheese a soft and somewhat creamy texture with the strong taste of raw sheep's milk. Definitively, this is a new and unique product, exclusive and very special because of what it represents and the work involved. Cava de Mía cheeses are our new excitement and a new lease of life. The quality of our cheeses has been recognized at several competitions, making us the most prized cheese factory in Aragon. The international recognition we secured in the World Cheese Awards, held in Birmingham, England, has resulted in multitude of medals since 2010, including winning the gold medal on multiple occasions. This recognition on the world stage has encouraged us to continue with our commitment to the highest quality in the national market as well as the international one, reaching destinations as far away as Japan and the United Arab Emirates and as close as the United Kingdom and the Netherlands. Sierra de Albarracin cheeses, in our attempt to spread our cuisine, possess the facilities required for the development of our cultural project, conducting tests, training, as well as our tasting blends and samples of cheeses and creams. The end goal of Sierra de Albarracin cheese is to respect traditions and their flavors. The legacy of generations of master artisans has made sure the tastes of our land have lasted to this day.